What's up? What's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Kris KeyZ. And in today's video, we're going to call it a part 2, I guess. I'm going to show you exactly how I take songs that I've built already in Ableton Live. And I'm going to show you how I now drag them into a full set, and so I can create a playback for my band, for the artist, a 30-minute set, 45-minute set, whatever that you need to build. All right, and this is a end view of what a set I built, a little short set. Excuse me, once again, I'm using Mama Duke, America's Got Talent, Golden Buzzer winner this past season. I'm using her set as an example, but we did a 45-minute set, and as you can see, I think I did Feel So Good on the last one. I broke down for my band different parts that I wanted to have, and I put it within a band set. So let me show you exactly how I put all my markers on here and how I went from the intro all the way to playback. I put stoppers, MIDI tracks. I'm going to show it all to you right now. So let's dive right in. All right. So the first thing you want to do, and once again, this is part 2. So after you already have your songs already individually mapped out, so each song gets their own set or play set, basically how I did in the last video. So now if I want to build a whole set, I'm going to go back here to my templates, and I'm going to use this same template that I've used before, the one I just talked about. Once again, you go to Studio. I think it's the Studio to Stage. There's a free template. Shout out to that channel to the for the free template. But I'm just going to start a new template here, a new set. And it's going to be completely empty. Let this load here. And once again, you see everything's set up. Everything needs to be consistent. When you're working with maybe multiple artists, multiple projects, or if you ever have to change the set, like I'm working with this artist, we had maybe 2 or 3 shows, and each show was a different arrangement. They wanted to do something different, you know, maybe a 30-minute set or a 20-minute set. So I need to go in and edit really quickly sometimes. So I like for everything how it's set up is very consistent. So every time I open this template, the click track's going to be at the top, the tempo track's going to be at the top, the dynamic, everything's already prepared for me. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, now that I have the template set up, we don't need this anymore. I'm going to go over here once again to our folder that we added, and I've already done these songs, but I'm just going to show you exactly how I do it. So say I did Feel So Good to Be You project. Let's just open that up, and what I'm going to do is drag the session into my my set here, and it's going to load up. Let's just give it a second here to load, and it's going to load everything that we just did. It's going to load my dynamic guides. You can see I have some more stuff. This is my original set here. Let me just close some of this out, but it loaded everything up for me. But you can see the click track is right here, and the tempo, everything's a little weird, right? Like, why does it have a click here and not here, and vice versa? So it's very easy to fix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of this, not the group, but from original track all the way to click. What I'm trying to do is move this up. So I'm going to highlight all that, and I'm going to press Command X, and from there, I'm going to go up here to the top. I'm going to go to this one over here to this end. Just drag, just straight up. Don't move anything around. And then I'm going to press Command V. And that moves everything to the top. So now everything that was doubled here, the click, all the way through the original track, I can delete that. And now, basically, what we have now is our first song in here. So now if I play the song starts to come in, right? So everything's going to play exactly how I wanted it in my set. All the way through the click tracks, everything's going to line up for the end of the song. Right? So the outro's here. Okay, so now, boom, we finished this song. And say now I want to go to the next song in the set. So whatever that song is, so let's just pick another song. So it's like maybe 10 or 12 songs over here through the sets that we do. Let me do Head in the Clouds, another one of her hit songs. So say this is the next song that's going to be on the set. I'm building a 10-minute set. So the next song that's going to be on the set is Head in the Clouds. So I open up Head in the Clouds. And now let's drag in, do the exact same thing. This is really simple. Let's drag in Head in the Clouds. All right, let's let that load. Now you'll see once I load this in, you would think that it would load like on say Logic. When we load in a sample, it kind of loads up right where we drop it at. So if we drop it in the middle of the song, it's gonna start on the middle of the song. But for some reason, Ableton likes to put everything on the one. So I need to move everything that I just did, everything that's highlighted, over to my next song. So it's real easy to do. What I'm gonna do is highlight all of this. Or actually, let me go up here. First, before I do that, let's just create a marker. What I like to do is create a locator. So if I go to the top and say I want the song to start right here, I add a locator. Let's add a locator. I just right clicked here at the top and it said add locator. Let me see. And now let's rename it. Let's call this Head in the Clouds. All right, and then now that I have my line set, so now I can go over here and let's do the same thing. Let's press Command X, and that's going to take that, and then I'm going to go over here to where that line is, and I'm going to press Command V, and just move everything over. Really simple. All right, and now I got to do the exact same thing that I did before, and move my click track because I want everything on the same. So I want everything to be uniform. Let's go over here and highlight, just so you know how to do it. There's a couple ways to do it. I'm gonna highlight the same thing I did before from my click track all the way to my original track. Let's highlight that. Press Command X again, and then I go up here to the top where my marker is and where the click at the very top, and I press Command V, and now I've moved that click track to the top so everything's lined up. So now I have the click track right here for my first song, click tracks for my second song, and when I do my third song, I'm going to do the exact same thing I just did, just move everything up, and everything lines up. So now my dynamic guys, it's all going to be on one track. Everything's all right here. All of my my markers, when I start doing my markers again, they're going to be right here. All of my original tracks, everything's lined up, right? So now, once again, I told you I didn't put stuff in. I don't always put my songs in groups for a couple of reasons. Just by talking to some other people who do playbacks for some big tours, they prefer not to do groups. So I showed you how you can do a group, but I'm also going to show you if you don't want to do groups, why it's good. Once again, when I was telling you in the last video how I like to have my vocals on top, my drums, my bass, whatever's next in the session, my guitars, piano, synths, all that. So now, since I have this other song, every stem is going to be pretty much the same from this. So if I have my vocals, all I have to do, guys, is highlight this, and you can press Command X or just drag this up to the top. So now I have my vocals all running on this track right here. So all of my session, I have all my vocals running. If you have multiple vocals, you would put if you had like a bigger section, you can do vocals, lead vocals, you can do background vocals, or I've seen people just do vocals 1, 2, 3, and 4. Same thing on drums 1, 2, 3, and 4. If there's different bass 1, 2, 3, 4, guitar 1, 2, 3, 4, piano, synths 1, 2, 3. However you need to label it, but try to make it consistent. So when you start adding more songs that have those same sounds or synths, you can now go in. If I ever need to go in and be like, man, why is the vocal so loud on everything? I can go in now and just turn the vocals down. Or if I need to go in and edit something really quickly, I don't want to search. If there's 50 different tracks, I don't want to be searching now, where's the vocals for this, blah, blah, blah. It just makes it real easy. I know that the vocals should always be for my session. at the top of the food chain, since that's the most important, so I can go in and individually edit as I want. But now, for the most part, I've now added the second song to my set list, right? So I just moved everything up. So all this other stuff, old stuff, if I do it this way, I can just delete all of this. Everything that I'm not using, the old click, tempo, dynamic guide. And now, once again, I have everything already lined up. And I'm ready to start adding my third song. So if I just transition, let's just say my clicks here. Maybe scoot back a little bit. Okay. So now that vocal's gonna go. And then once it gets to this part of the song, it should go right into my next song. Right? So it just goes right into the next song. And whatever edits that you have, if I take the vocals out, you know, if I didn't want the vocals in the beginning, you can go in and edit it still on the fly. It's not, nothing has to be solid, right? So once again, this is just how I do it, how to start building sets. Now after that, let me just see if there's, so now I have the whole set. And then from there, you can go in and start adding your hotkeys, your locator. So say I have one. If I want to go to the top, you can press 1 and then say Head in the Clouds, the second song. I can press rename this one, say 2, since it's a song 2, Heads in the Cloud. Let me do this again. Rename song 2, Head in the Clouds. And then from there, once I click on this, I can press Command K and just set up my hotkey. So if I want this to be the number 2, boom, I just press 2, and it's going to be press Command K. So now when I press 1, it goes to the intro. Over here, say I'm in the song, I need to go jump to Heads in the Cloud. I can press 2, and it's going to go right to that song, Head in the Clouds, by setting up your hotkeys or your markers. And like I said, just press Command K. And guys, that's pretty much it. And then from there, you just always want to go in and press save it. So save, Command S or save as, and or collect all and save. And what the collect all and save is going to do, in case you ever move some files to a different folder, move from your desktop to somewhere else, collect all and save is going to search and find those files and make sure that those files are pretty much still there for your session. So everything's good. Press OK, save it. I'm not going to save this one. It's going to ask me to save, but yeah, I'm not going to save this file because I already have it saved. But that's pretty much it. You do that, just add all your songs, 2 songs, 3 songs, and that's the basics. From here, we can go into more advanced or start subbing out our drums to a certain channel, our bass, maybe our keys, vocals. We can start subbing that out to the front of the house and different subs. I'm not going to get too much into that on this particular video, but I did want to show you how I take my Logic, start putting the full production songs, start building songs, my sets in Ableton. And like I said on the last video, part 1, I showed you how I did the individual songs. And once again, this is part 2, and how we can now start building a 30, 45-minute set. And now you're ready to go. So now when I go live, pretty much I try to build it to when I touch the keyboard. I don't want to touch my keyboard too much more when I'm performing live. There's MIDI controllers you can use, but for the most part, I press 1 and I just map it out to where as soon as we get done, if there's no dead space, you can go in here and just delete and move stuff back. Just delete sections and move everything back so it starts a little sooner, however you want to do it. But for the most part, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to start building your Ableton sets, part 2. If you have, be sure to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell so you know when I go live every time or drop a new video. But until next time, guys, I thank you so much for tuning in. It's your boy Kris Keys, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Y'all be safe. Love y'all. Peace.